Do you dread the thought of your fasting journey for your weight loss efforts, or do you see this as a fun and memorable journey? We're going to talk about all that and more. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Fasting Focused Lifestyle Podcast, where each week I will be discussing all things fasting and how it can become the most valuable tool in your personal toolkit so that you can live a long, healthy, and meaningful life. I'm your host, Vicki Sharon, and thank you for joining me. Looking back on my entire journey, I am very proud to say that many times throughout my fasting efforts and my experience throughout my weight loss as well, I've been able to reflect while also integrating fun, enjoyable components on my journey to make it as much of a positive experience as possible. And this is something that I advocate wholeheartedly for to every single person that I coach and support in their own fasting efforts, that you will soon very easily realize, as long as you're consistent, you will absolutely realize very early on with consistency that this journey is so much more than just the need to lose weight, the need to get to a smaller size. Through my own personal experience, I can best kind of explain it and relate it to what I've previously discussed in thinking about your weight loss journey with fasting as a long road trip. And this long road trip can either get you to your destination in an enjoyable way or one that's just going to be full of stressors and unnecessary negativity that is deliberate and willfully chosen to experience on your journey. And I don't know about you, but things that are positive tend to be much more memorable and hold a lot more significance and meaning than when things are seen as a punishment or restrictive kind of tone and mentality of that approach. Throughout my journey and experience, I have been very proud of how I am able to integrate these moments of celebration, these moments of positive reinforcement to my efforts throughout my entire journey. And my hope is that you also do the same. And for me, those moments of playfulness and feeling that you don't have to go into this lifestyle thinking that you have to punish and restrict yourself, because to me, that's only going to keep you spinning your wheels to where you have been previously in this restrictive, limiting and punishment kind of mentality, feeling stuck, feeling like you have to adhere to lists and protocols set by somebody else that doesn't even know who you are. Fasting to me is more than just the need to shed this weight. It is the ability that my body has to keep into this mode of balance. And with that balance, there is a playful element. There is an element of fun that honestly, I want you to tap at every single day. What does that look like? Well, for me, that looks like listening to music pretty much from sun up until sundown. If you've listened to the podcast before, you know that I like to jokingly say that Spotify, my Spotify music player, is my boyfriend. I have a deep, deep love and appreciation to constantly keep listening to music playing. And for those that also know, I do have a very carefully curated Spotify playlist of motivational, uplifting kind of music exclusively for my fasters. So if you're interested in that, send me an email, Vicki, Vicki, at thefastingfocusedlifestyle.com. Say, hey, I want the playlist. I'll send it to you. But my point is, I want you to think about what will fasting bring you? What are the goals that you're working towards? And how you can actually have a little bit of them. Maybe it's not a full slice. Maybe it's like a little sneak peek into what things will be like when you do get to that level of maintenance, when you have achieved what you're working towards in your fasting efforts. I firmly believe that your journey with fasting as this lifestyle tool should absolutely be a source of joy and insightfulness. My hope is that you have as many opportunities throughout every single day to look inward, to reflect on what has been going well for your journey and maybe some things that need to be revised and improved on. And when you do make those revisions and improvements, my hope is that you don't go too drastic in too hard or too lenient. Don't be too hard on yourself, but at the same time, we obviously can't be extremely lenient on ourselves in those efforts as well. As with everything, as you're hopefully starting to notice, the theme with all of this is balance, and we're fixing that balance. We're restoring that balance. We're allowing the balance to happen in the way that we approach our efforts with weight loss, with fasting. And these moments of joy that I want you to think about truly feeling inside out for as long as you can, even if you can only feel it for a few minutes, and put it in a hypothetical mental Ziploc container until later and savor it a little bit more later. Please do that. Please absolutely do that. This feeling of pride and joy with yourself, your efforts, and your progress, again, no matter how small, should be like a seed that gets planted within you. And it's your responsibility. It's your commitment to this consistency on your journey, to keep watering and tending to that plant as the seed grows within us. It may start small and take a while, but to me, that is so much better than not having any effort, any deliberate progress, any conscious, deliberate progress at all. My hope for you listening right now, my hope is for you, wherever you are in your journey, right in this very moment, take inventory. There's got to be at least 2 to 3 things that you can think of that you're proud of in your efforts to where you are on your fasting journey right now. Think about those things that you're proud of. If you have a piece of paper, better yet, you have your copy of the Fasting Focused Lifestyle Handbook, write that down in there. Take inventory of the things that have gone phenomenally well for you, no matter how small. Take inventory of them. Be proud of them. And see how you can playfully integrate more moments of celebration and joy and fun on this. Have you ever heard the saying, time flies when you're having fun, right? Probably have heard of that. I love that my journey has allowed me to think about the duration of my entire experience with this lifestyle. I look back and that's what I think. Time has flown by because I've enjoyed it so much. Has it always been perfect? No. Has it been successful the entire time? Absolutely not. Especially around the time of my husband's health decline and passing. But if I were to stay in a mental state of focus on what my failures were, on what my shortcomings were, on things that are my limiting beliefs and things that didn't work, or my any of the shortcomings at all that come to mind, I would absolutely not be where I am today. And again, my hope for you is the same. I know, despite whatever you have going on in your life, there's always something to be grateful for. There's always something that you can empathetically improve on from how you did it yesterday in your efforts. No matter how long it's taken you up until this very point that you're hearing me talk to you now, no matter where you are in your journey, if you're listening to me, I'm telling you there's time. You have time. You can do this. You can absolutely do this. But I'm going to challenge you again. Find ways that you can integrate elements of fun as much as possible. Even if it's only once a week, that's still better than not at all. And if you've ever found yourself thinking, oh, I have to do this. Oh my gosh, I have to wait until this time to break my fast. I have to have this food to break my fast. I'm going to challenge you with one final little extra blurb for you. Instead of thinking of it in the terms of I have to, think about it as I get to. I get to do this experience. I get to experience fasting. I get to allow my body to be in this fasted state to restore those imbalances that have been there for however many years. Your body is ready. Your body is absolutely ready. Future you is that little seed that you're planting and taking care of on your fasting journey. Future you is ready to meet you. But future you will not show up unless you keep consistent, unless you keep showing up for yourself every day and thinking about your journey, your efforts, your progress, success in a way that gets you excited, in a way that gets you motivated, inspired into looking forward to what's coming up next. Can I add an element of fun to this? Oh, I'm going for a walk because that's what I want to do for my physical activity. How can I make it more fun? Oh, I need to do some house cleaning. Hey, that can be my physical activity. And if nobody understands or is able to relate or hear when you get excited about parts on your journey, you can absolutely reach out to me. I would love to hear about them because I will never stop advocating for you listening to me right now. I know you can do this. If you've ever doubted yourself before, if you couldn't achieve what's in your realistic weight loss goals and efforts for yourself on this journey, I'm telling you, you can. You absolutely can. But it is something that you will absolutely need to be consistent with. You are deserving and worthy of a long, healthy, and meaningful life. But you got to show up for yourself every single day. Even if you have to fake it until you make it. You can do this. You can absolutely do this. As I always say, and truly mean, I believe in you, even if you don't. If you find that you need supportive health coaching on your weight loss journey with fasting, I'm here and I care so much about your success. I'm invested in you. I'll be your biggest cheerleader. You can absolutely do this. If you're ready to book a consult with me, please go to my website, thefastingfocusedlifestyle.com, where you'll be able to see my calendar for booking and additional resources. If you have questions or ideas for future podcast topics, I'd love to hear about them. Please reach out to me at Vicki, V-I-C-K-I, at thefastingfocusedlifestyle.com. Again, I want to remind you, I truly believe in you. You can do this. Let's get your after together. Take care, and we'll talk again next time. Thanks. The Fasting Focused Lifestyle Podcast. Copyright 2024. The information given within this podcast is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please consult your doctor before starting any weight loss method. Thank you.